Bum 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 bum. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. Hit the thumbs up button. We're gonna turn on live chat. Morning, Joe. Still got mouth noises. Still got mouth noises. God, and I got a lot of notes, but hoofa. Microsoft, Google, and Meta. Hoofa. Let me see. I gotta go here. Oh, come on. Active Trader Pro. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Big head. Big head. Big head. Ah, wah, 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 wah. Man, I noticed, I put this in front of my mouth, and part of the reason is because OBS, for some reason on the recordings, the lip sync the lips don't sync up with what's going on the screen and what I kind of say, so. Safari's up there. We're going to move ourselves down there. And I'm going to do some scans. Boy, I started using a little bit more. Ooh, look at this, Joe. We got movement on PXD. Morning, Nevin. We got a cross up on PXD. Scans, PXD, and MPLX. Listen, I've been saying it. I think energy comes back. Nobody's been listening to me, but I've been putting some money in there. UCO cross up. Oh. Energy. I definitely sound better than I did last week. Wow, and the short ETFs are still getting cross-ups. SPXU, which is a triple levered S&P. Look at that. Yeah. They've been running slowly, but here's the thing, Joe. If you got PXD like you and I, you're getting an enormous dividend while they run slow. It's where I think, the benefit is. God, look at Bank of America up at 32. Look at Bank of America. I wish I had played options on that one and just done well, I shouldn't say that because I didn't know when the hell it was going to go up. Could have played out, outside the money, upside, long term. Do low-cost ETFs nothing. Nothing in spider sectors. Let's see. Lowe's got another cross-up. Royal Caribbean, another cross-up. God, those are just ones that have run. QDEL. Interesting. QDEL is a company that does COVID testing. They do COVID tests, I think at-home COVID tests. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. You're welcome. What I'm gonna do next time is I'll mute the mic. Although I think half the people tune in for that. What's this? Oh, I had a like. By the way, if you are part of the paid newsletter crew, let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you want me to talk about. It's hard for me to know. I was telling a friend this weekend. Is this one really up 5%? Oh, there's no way that's up 5% in pre-market. Is it? Really? Hold on, FBCG. Let me look at. No, it's just pre-market volume. 403 shares traded in pre-market. That's just a fake one. Let's look at Tesla. Oh, God. Bill, that sounds like a nightmare. Work and cell phone usage are one and the same for me. I wasn't a great employee. But I get it. Even when I do the MLS stuff, I don't get on my cell phone a lot. Wow, look at Shopify, man. God, I gotta buy Shopify before their earnings. I just can't imagine this one doesn't continue to go just through to a rocket again, just like the last earnings. Look at that gap. I mean, it never came back down in that gap. Now, when we go long term, and we look at long term, you're still not even at the 200 day. The 200 days at 80, 78, 80, somewhere in that neighborhood. Your 50 days moving positive. Your 200 day never moved negative. Shopify's just so good. Shop before earnings. Jim Cramer, Simon Probst. I was in Probst where he sucked. Douche. This one's a little tough. Tough to justify, but I mean, down here at 50, you knew Simon Property Group was coming back. Up here at 158, tough to justify. But, let's go back to the Dow. Nothing in the Dow. Let's go to the NASDAQ. AEP. It's the American Electric, I think, isn't it? Yeah. It's under its 200 day. I gotta get a couple more scans in here. Fastenal, that one's run too much. Excellent, it's over the 200 day. How's this one doing? Nothing crazy. Roblox almost under 40 again. Let's see. We're going to do a little price looking. Amazon's almost under 130. Their earnings are coming up. Is it this week or next week? August 3rd, next week. We got Amazon. Boeing at 212. That's going to be 220 if you wanted to get into it. Bank of America. Cleveland Cliffs is coming up this week. This will be interesting. I don't want to buy it because I think they will probably just meet. Nothing crazy. Devon is up at 52. Their earnings are coming up next week. Google this week. Meta under 300. Okay. I think I've got my notes. Let's see. We're going to organize them a little. First off, I love Webull. If you guys don't have Webull, throw a couple $100 in there. I'm telling you, here's the link. Get some free stocks. There's no reason to not have Webull. I mean, their app that they greet you with in the morning, it's worth throwing a couple $100 in there. I threw $1,000 in there. My $1,000 at the beginning of the year. I don't have it fully invested. But I'm at 1387. So I'm number 59 on Savvy Trader.com. Number 5 in their contest. Wah, wah, wah. DraftKings. Oh, why didn't I pull the damn link to that thing? This is an interesting one. I'll bring this up too. Kathy Woods. They've exited China. I thought that was kind of it. I mean, listen, I've talked about my meeting with her. I think she's brilliant. Where's my earnings whisperer calendar? Let's see. Let's look at the calendar for this week. I'm going to bring this up as well. Wah, wah, wah. I'm going to go back to that. Let's bring this up. .com/. Let's see. Oh, they got rid of, look, the X is now coming up. I know this guy, Rob. What I don't understand is that if your system was that good and that successful, why do you need a GoFundMe? Sorry to talk about.
This is a reminder. Take pills.
It's not for me. Have you ever been in an old person's house where Alexa just continues over and over again to go off with reminders? I'm in the kitchen today. So, but Rob was nice. between 25 and 54 of age are either employed or looking for jobs at rates not seen in 2 decades. This is interesting, by the way, that X now comes up. This is what worries me about, this is exactly what worries me about Meta and their earnings. That's huge gaps that I don't think get filled, but I've been burned on this one before. I'm going to start getting a Zuck after hearing the news of X. This is what's interesting. Watch when you go Twitter. The X comes up. I was wondering why that X. And he got rid of the blue bird. Now the question is, does he go to X.com? I mean, Biden calling for more.
When they succeed, it's theirs. They socialize their losses and privatize their gains. Why do we allow that?
Consider this. Wealthy people do not stash their billions in safe deposit boxes loaded with $100 bills. They don't do that. And they don't spend it all at the mall. They don't spend like crazy. No, wealthy people invest. It is investment that creates jobs and economic growth.
See, this is the lie they tell you, that all this money flowing towards corporate and moneyed interests is actually for your benefit. The government intervention for corporations is our free market.
I don't know if you guys
But
can
government
hear this.
intervention for workers is socialism. And that's the reason for the socialism scaremongering. It's a false choice. To make you believe that this country has but 2 options. A socialist, authoritarian, hamburgerless Venezuelan nightmare, or accept the status quo, where large corporations benefit from government help, then use some of those profits to lobby the same government for more government help. They want you to believe that in a free market, while your wages stay low, someday the largesse will eventually trickle down. And in the meantime, enjoy watching your tax dollars help billionaires launch themselves into fucking space.
I do. I agree with him.
When corporations fail, you pay for it.
That's the best. Oh, it's so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to copy link to this tweet. To start our week. That's so good. Here, if you guys want to watch that one. That's so good. So good.
Boys, okay? But interest rates is one of the indicators. Well, the bond market is very sensitive to interest rates. Okay. What is interest rates? Interest rates is the heart, soul, and life of the free enterprise system. Yes, we are technicians. Look at all these chicken boys, okay? But interest rates is one of the indicators. very, very closely watched by professional technicians. Okay?
Right.
Interest rates is the soul, heart, brain, life of the free enterprise system. You want to cause the depression next week? Okay? Push interest rates to 500%. As simple as that. You push interest rates to 500%, an immediate collapse in whichever nation that starts that, and is going to propagate the domino theory into other free enterprise systems, interrelated through international trade, and so on and so on and so forth. You want to cause tremendous boom. Market will just 5,000%, 5,000. Dow Jones will go 5,000. Lower interest rates to minus 25, which means we'll give you 25% if you borrow from us. But that will be at the expense of inflation.
He's right. Morning, Sherry. I am going to get started on this thing. Hold on. I got to get my thoughts in line. Main ones. Microsoft, Meta, Google. I gotta test myself after this too. I test myself. Boy, CNBC is doing a major job on scaring people. You know what? We're gonna go. I'm gonna open this one up again. Where's that tweet? Where's that tweet? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is the one I'm going to start everybody's week off with. It's so good. Watch her shake. Watch her shake. Watch her shake. Look at her shake. This kid wins the internet today. I hope you can hear that, and I'm actually gonna try and play that in the podcast. It's so good. Here, Meta. This is Meta on the 4-hour. So you can see the button hook there. It doesn't have you out, but it's got that button hook. Now, does it come down here? Look at those gaps. I mean, the two gaps between. If you can get Meta at 185, holy hell. Get Meta at 185. You know, what could take Meta down? Oh, we spent $15 billion on the metaverse because we had enough money from the last 2 quarters. That ain't going to happen. You know what he's going to say? Our large language model called Llama, we're going to start charging we're going to start using it for free. You know, Sherry, what your grandmother cooks for Christmas dinner is priced into the market by January 1st. I think somebody brought it up before. How do you spell Mattel? There it is, M-A-T. See, June 27th. I mean, that was probably the Barbie bounce. That would be my guess. Yeah. I kind of agree with you. And here's the thing, Sherry. I don't have a daughter. I'm not a girl. I can't understand it. I have zero interest in going to see Barbie. Zero. The colors look cool. I mean, their earnings are coming up. Their CEO was on Jim Cramer. And Cramer actually asked a good question. He said, what about the writers and the actor strike? You guys can't promote the film. And the CEO of Mattel had a great response. I thought it was a fantastic response. He said, you know what? Our actors have already promoted the film. We've got cross promotions with other products and services. We don't need the actors out there, we think, to get the buzz out about this movie. And he was right. So I don't want to say that you don't take a leg higher, but look at that. The Barbie bounce may be in. And it's not a situation where this company, good companies with good products, with good earnings and good management, they have not been managed well over the years, from what I know. But are you getting back to 45? You just crossed the 200-day. If we go to a monthly, you'll see, I mean, it's just not a stock long term. You can clearly see double bottoms here at about 10, triple bottoms, but that's COVID. I mean, this was the housing crisis. This was the dot bomb. So it has definitely tracked. They haven't. I think it's a good trade. I just don't think it's a good company. How does that go? I think that's a good medium term. But you got the ascending wedge there on the monthly, and you haven't crossed above your 200-day in a monthly. Your 200-day. Let's see if we move in. Your 200-day is right about that red line there. I mean, it's. Let's see. See, there's the 200-day. What's snippets? Oh, snippet manager. That's what it is. Oh, that's where I can put in stuff. Hold on. I'm going to pause. I don't think you heard that, so hopefully you didn't. Okay, let me get my thoughts under. I can't blame you for that one. I mean, from a 4-hour standpoint, let's run the 4-hour. Let's look. I think the $18 one, I didn't know about Barbie, but look at the volume. I mean, look at that volume. Then you got the MACD kind of crossing down. It's going down in that situation. The RSI is at 57. I think the Barbie stuff is factored in. Let me just look at where's my volume? There it is. Let's bring this back to, bring it back there. Last time it traded around 18. The good news is the majority of people who have bought since June are hanging out up here at 21. Bad news is the second amount of people are way down here at 18. So you could lose 10% if their earnings come in bad. And remember, the Barbie stuff is not going to be in this earnings report. It's going to be the next report. So if I were apt to play Mattel, I would probably play wait, because I do think that the algorithm's going to get you out. I don't know. I mean, it's such a good move. It's up 2% in pre-market to 2164. God, the second weekend's going to do. Yeah, they did. They did. Oh, no, they did. He was touting And he was on Jim Cramer last week. He was saying it's going to be the biggest movie ever. Feedback from audience is good, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was pumping it like you wouldn't believe. But, okay, let me get my stuff in order. We'll just do you know what? Sometimes the best ones are just the ones that we wing. Let me make sure I don't have a text. I do have text. Okay. Okay. It's now 9 o'clock. I'm going to start at Mofo. Let's see insider stuff. Fairmount Funds. Airbnb. Wow. Airbnb had a big sale, looks like. 71 million bucks from a director. Same dude sold 84 million. Huh. Interesting sales. But it's also 52-week highs. Let's see, Airbnb. I don't think there's a single stock short on this one. Could buy puts, but it covered that gap. 107, covered the gap all the way up to 120. It's a good company. It's extended, though. I wouldn't buy it with that. Not going to buy it. Not going to buy it now. Not going to buy it now. Yeah, Ape. Let's see what the news is. Yeah, if you haven't seen AMC and stuff, I'm not going to bring it up because this stock has no worth whatsoever. It's meme, but I'm not going to read that junk. Adam Aram is going to dilute anybody that tries to make money on this thing, and he's going to collect the money. He is the largest shareholder, so. Jim Cramer's got a serious face on. Hold on. We gave Jim Cramer a week of reprieve. That's enough, I think. Okay, let's go to SPY. SPY. See that little button hook up there? Yeah, we're kind of putting in the due diligence of just kind of hovering around. You do have that gap down there about 444. If we go to the weekly, we've still got confirmation above that 9-day. So you're still in an overbought market, I should say, overbought market. Okay, I'm going to start this puppy up. Good morning. It is Monday, July 24th. I've been goofing around on YouTube. Your boy is still positive. I will test after this, but as of Saturday, I tested positive. So, still got a little bit of a cold, still a little bit like fluffy. I am blaming COVID on not allowing me to go see Barbie this weekend. Did you guys go see Barbie? Sherry is saying, hey, maybe we should invest in Mattel. And the Barbie bounce is already in the Mattel stock. that's my thought on it. Their earnings are coming up, I think, next week. We'll talk about it a little bit if you want me to, but I'm not a big fan of Mattel long term. I think that company's just been mismanaged. I think this is the first time that they're actually taking advantage of the cultural icon that is Barbie. So I can't imagine why they haven't done this type of thing before. It is what it is. One thing that I want to bring up is I woke up this morning and there was a screenshot from Webull about this week ahead, the top 3 companies that are reporting, some other economic stuff with the Fed doing. Just do yourselves a favor. There's a link down below. Join it. Get up to 12 free shares. Put a couple $100 in there. I think it's only $3 to or $300 that you got to put into Webull. It is one of the best apps. And I had a discussion with a Fidelity client, a fellow Fidelity customer like me, who said, yeah, why didn't Fidelity just use the Webull app? They should just buy Webull and get it for the app. That's what they should do. So I hope you're going to hear this because this is where I want to start. This is the week ahead, okay? This is the week ahead. And we're going to push this over here. Kid comes out. And for those of you listening, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Watch her shake now. Watch her shake. She shakes. And I will include a link to that video on the newsletter. It's fantastic. I mean, let's just say a ninja pops out of nowhere with a Nerf gun. That's all you need to know. A ninja pops out of nowhere with a Nerf gun. Another thing, Savvy Trader. If you guys aren't subscribed to Savvy Trader, go to Savvy Trader, and it's savvytrader.com/daily stock pick. The other thing you can do, if you don't remember any of my links, link tr.ee/daily stock pick. And all my links are there. So you can sign up for Webull, you can get Visible, you can get TrendSpider, you can get everything. The other thing that I want you guys to do is if you see the 5 stars and you haven't rated the podcast 5 stars and you're listening, rate it 5 stars. Go on Apple Podcasts, go to your shows, you can do that. Just rate it 5 stars. But Savvy Trader, there is a contest going on. I am currently number 5, so I'd like to get up higher. I think 60 or 70 subs have signed up, so I know there is 10-fold, 100-fold. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, about 100-fold people that listen to my podcast on a weekly basis that could sign up for Savvy Trader. It's free. I show you what I'm trading in. The trading portfolio is the one. And here, I doubled my thing in Netflix. What I'll do is when I actually buy a stock, I bought a little more Netflix. It's a long hold. I believe it's 430. Seems to be a good place to buy. In my opinion, the expected increase in revenues later this year, I think I can ride this to 500 at some point. Ironically, and this is my trading platform. Ironically, today, let me look. Where is my note? Today, Netflix was upgraded by Baird with a price target of $500. If we go over here, maybe it made its way to FinViz right now. FinViz, did it make its way? July 24th. There's Baird. $340 to $500. That's it. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter too, dailystockpick.substack.com, you can subscribe. For those of you that are paid members, I did this free tools and how I determine confirmation, including videos I learned from. This is the paid newsletter. If you're a paid sub, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. I am perfectly happy to write about what you guys want me to write about, not necessarily things that I come up with. So if you have any feedback, just leave it in the comment below. I limit the comments to paid subscribers on the paid newsletters so that you guys can comment. If you want, just comment on a Facebook thing, write me a message, do whatever you need to do. If you want any of the socials, they're up here. You can even just email me if you want. But that I do like that this newsletter format. It's turned out that I think it's provided a lot more people with a lot more things to look at. TrendSpider, if you signed up for TrendSpider over the weekend, there was a flash sale. If you have TrendSpider and you signed up through me, and you'd like my algorithm or anything, this email right here. So linktr.ee/daily stock pick. Right there, there's an email newsletter. Email me directly. Tell me that you want my algorithms. Just tell me the email address that you signed up for TrendSpider with, and I'll send you an email, a welcome letter. It includes the both algos, the 4-hour and the 65-minute. Includes market scanners, and it includes all of the watch list that I have. So you can, while I'm on vacation, which will be by next week, I will be working next week at the Football Hall of Fame, I believe, in Canton, Ohio. So I may be able to do a newsletter, probably not a full podcast, so sign up there. DraftKings. There's a bull pennant setting up in DraftKings on the heading into earnings, let's see. And TrendSpider pointed this out. I will put the picture in the newsletter. I didn't copy the link, unfortunately. But it's heading right into, see that pennant flag right there? That right there, it's kind of right before earnings. Are they going to announce some crazy kind of partnership? Are they going to announce something else? The charts don't know this stuff. Your RSI is at 65. This one has just been a great winner of the past short time. On the 65-minute, it works out even better. This one, by the way, if you bought 8 months ago, you're up 108%. Now, the algorithm, 65-minute only makes you 37%. But you're guaranteed to gain. Do you know that you're going to be up 108%? I probably would have said, hey, hold on to it. Of course, your boy sold 8 months ago. I think it was in November, December, I sold this one. I just didn't see how they were going to make any money, so I sold it. I like that pennant flag that's setting up right before earnings. It's an interesting one to watch. One that tweet that I found pretty interesting. Kathy Woods said her flagship fund is completely out of China. Completely out of China. This to me, remember, Kathy Woods at her core is an economist. And if you've been watching China, you know that they need stimulus in order to stimulate their economy. It has kind of slowed significantly. Even from an oil standpoint, they can't get out of the way of oil, where if their economy was actually growing, oil would be at $120 a barrel. So I think it's interesting that she pulls out. And you can see ARKK, which is the flagship. We had to buy in here at 44. You got up to 50. You got your 10%. Hopefully you got out. That button hook happened. It's kind of coming down. The RSI is down at 52. The MACD is crossing down. I don't think I'd get into this one right now. I like that one just because she pulled out completely of China. It's an interesting one. I will include in the newsletter a four-shot of Graham Stephan. And if you know Graham Stephan on YouTube, he was a real estate agent, and then during the pandemic, he really got into finance, and so now he's considered some finance guru. The dude is not a finance guru. He doesn't know anything more about finances than you. He just got on YouTube, was a good editor, great on camera, and told people what they wanted to hear during the pandemic, which was, hey, invest. When things are going well and people tell you to invest, my show is just a perfect example. During the bear market, I could yell out the window and reach more people than this freaking podcast. Now that the market is going well, you effers want to tune in. So rule number one, if you're new, rule number one of this podcast is do not listen to a douche on the internet with your money. There is a severe FOMO right now, and I do think that the market's extended. Do I think that you get out of the market? Absolutely not. Do not. Again, good companies, the grade 8 that I've gone over, those are companies you invest in the long run. A very good example are my Netflix buys. And I went over that in the newsletter, and it was the buy side of things. Now, 4-hour algorithm got you out of Netflix with a 3% loss. that 441. We talked about the strategy of earnings strategy by TrendSpider, which is buy 15 days before earnings and sell on the day of earnings. Well, you can see TrendSpider had it right. Sell it, buy at 440, sell up here at it got to 485. So you made your 10%. You made a nice 10% right there. That's great. And you'd be out and you'd be able to buy back in at some lower point. I don't think we're going to that 340 down there. I think 420 is a decent platform. I thought 430. I bought in three lots at 430 in the 430 handle. I think 432, 435, and 438 is where I got in. Those are the three handles that I got in at. The plan on Netflix is to hold at some point in time this year. I think this is a $500 stock, just like Baird said. Remember Baird? Yeah, went over that a couple minutes ago. Earlier today, they said it's a $500 stock. The average target price is $454. Now, that is a PE of 29. It's only a forward PE of 28. Here's the killer. The forward PE of 28, if that comes up to 48, we're at a $500 stock. We are at a 500. Now, they've already said all of the revenue from the password crackdown and from the ad tier is pushed into Q3, which will be the next earnings. So my belief, part of my strategy, and again, it's just a strategy, is to buy here 15 days before earnings. I should have sold a little bit, taken the 10%, probably should have sold that, but I want to build up a position. I didn't have a position in Netflix. Same thing I'm going to do for Meta. Now, Meta's a bit of a different story. Meta's got a little bit of I shouldn't say little bit. It's a significant bit more of a run. Meta has been up just crazy this year. Now, the algorithm over a 22-year period, you lose 10%, but in the actual stock, you would be down 20% if you had bought 2 years ago and just held. The proper play was to add as you were going up over the last 6 months. It's been a great stock, doubled year to date. Let's go to Meta because the PE is not crazy. I mean, the PE is 35. The forward PE is 19. They're up 144% year to date. Target price, 309. They're trading at 294. I said anything under 300, I think I want to add. Now, this is the 4-hour algorithm. You got this gap down here at 212 to 227. Are you coming down there? I don't think so. I just can't imagine that you come back down there. If we bring this volume level back here to January, which is the big time, you can see the majority of people are holding down here at about 192. Does this mean it's a $200 stock? I don't think it's getting back down to 200. I think Meta has three things that they're going to talk about on the earnings call this week. I think the first thing they're going to talk about is the year of efficiency. I think they're going to talk about how they launched Threads with 20 people, and it's got as many users as any. I think it was the fastest growing app. Besides, I think it beat out ChatGPT for the fastest growing app. But here's the second thing that they're going to have to talk about. They're going to have to talk about the actual usage of Threads, which is next to zero. Come on. Who's still using this thing? They need to innovate. And the entire Threads app supposedly was built with 20 people. If that app, and I have no doubts in my mind, because remember, when one of the best things that Facebook actually does is imitate. When Snapchat came out with stories, then Instagram just copied and put in stories. When TikTok came out with like their stuff, they came out with Reels. And now that Twitter has come out with something, Twitter had a little flow, or I should say X because they rebranded. But now that that's come out, they've got Threads. They're going to do Threads right. They're going to get some stuff in there. I don't know if it will be an integrated app into Instagram. Maybe it's going to be side-by-side kind of thing, but they'll figure it out. Again, I think they are very good at figuring out copy stuff. They're just not good at launching their own stuff. So I believe that they will copy. I believe that they will under $300. I don't think you're going to be hurt by that one in the long term. And the reason I say that is, look, you got a 300. This was almost a $400 stock, $381. So I think you're getting back there. I think this one gets back there because the third thing these guys are going to talk about on their earnings is their large language model. And that is AI. And so they are training. They have one of the best AI opportunities out there. They have the data to start to train it because let's be honest. Over the past 10 years, there is nobody better at data than Meta. Even Google has not been good enough at data. Remember Google launched Google Profiles to try and take on Facebook, and they scrapped that. They just had to throw it away. Does Google come out with something? Social media kind of project? Maybe. I don't know. But I like this one. I like Meta into earnings this week. And I'll put up in the newsletter, I'll put up the earnings whisper. Earnings whisper. Where is it? Here it is. This is the earnings whisper. So earnings whispers puts up this great graphical chart every week of the weekly earnings. You had Domino's this morning. You got Cleveland Cliffs this afternoon. That's a personal one that I want to see. You got Microsoft and Alphabet tomorrow, along with Snap. Ironically, in my Webull account, I've got a ton of Snap. They gave me a ton of Snap. You got Visa, which is going to be a mark. You got Spotify in the morning, which this podcast is on. You got AT&T on Wednesday. They'll talk about the lead stuff. You got Meta on Wednesday. You got Chipotle. You got ServiceNow. I think ServiceNow is going to be actually really good. You got Mattel on Wednesday, the Barbie movie. On Thursday, you open up with McDonald's, Southwest, and MasterCard. MasterCard's just going to basically say what Visa says. You got Royal Caribbean, which is probably going to blow it out of the water. You got Enphase on Thursday, the solar play. I've been playing Sedge. Enphase is kind of the same thing. You got Ford, you got Intel, you got Roku. Roku is, by the way, ARK's number one thing. Friday, you got the oils, Exxon and Chevron. I think they're going to come out with blowout earnings again. And if they come out with blowout earnings, oil is going to be super strong again. Charter Communications, and they're in the lawsuit. I just don't like them. But yeah, I think Meta is the one to play. I will probably be buying this under 300. I will be watching this 4-hour algorithm to see does it get me out of there. Maybe the 65-minute algorithm will trigger me beforehand. See how the 65 got you out, and it's got no confirmation right now. So that's the one I'm going to be watching this week. I'm going to take a look at it. I will post all of that stuff. One other thing that I will post is Google's stock performance each full year since going public. Now, the first year it was up 115%, then it was up 11%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years it was down. The largest it was down was 2022. That was 40% it was down last year. Well, you know what? It's up 36% this year. I like Google. I think anything with Google going into their earnings, anything with Google under 120, I think you pull the trigger. I just think you pull the trigger. Again, it's Wednesday, I think. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow post-market. I can't imagine that these guys post something bad. Remember, Microsoft tomorrow will probably talk about Azure, their cloud. They will probably talk about their integration with ChatGPT into their Copilot and some of their projections with the Copilot into their Office suite. I think that's going to provide a catalyst for that one. But you've already run on Microsoft. I mean, let's look at Microsoft, for instance. Let's go to Seeking Alpha because I want you to see a short-term view of Microsoft. We're just going to do this for you. Microsoft versus Google. And I actually like Google for short-term. Again, this is short-term. If we just look at 1 month, you can see Microsoft's up 3%. Google's actually down. Look at 5 days. Microsoft is down 0.64. Google's down 5%. If you look at year to date, Microsoft is up 43%. Google's up 34%. And Microsoft has a higher PE than Google. I just think Google, remember, the reason Google has lagged behind a lot of these is because AI is the biggest danger to Google's ad business, which is what drives that company. I don't think that AI will actually, you can't call a winner yet. You don't know. Is it Microsoft? Is it going to be Apple? Is it going to be Google? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be someone else, ChatGPT? Is it going to be somebody within that group? Or does somebody come out of, this is like the dot bomb. When I was in the 2000s and you were talking about Cisco, Excite, and At Home, and those guys, all ruling, even Intel, ruling the internet. Well, none of them really came out on top. Microsoft wasn't even like a great stock back then. But I think Google is the one that I would watch out for. I think they're stealth. I think they will have to talk about how Bard. There is one AI that I use constantly. It's Bard. So I talk about this all the time. Invest in the things that you use. There's a YouTube that I want to point out, Jake. And Jake Wu, actually, he was a former TrendSpider employee. Now, I don't think that he uses TrendSpider, but he's got quite a thriving business on Twitter. And I was shocked. I don't know if it's for true, but I guess he did some research, and he may be the third largest subscribed to YouTube or Twitter handle. He's got 223,000 followers. I'd assume that, say he's got 20,000 people paying him $10 a month. That's $200,000 per month he's making if he's got 20,000 people paying him $10 a month for his advice. I like him. I think he provides some great service and actual stuff. I don't subscribe to him. I just don't. I think it's like any other technical analysis that if you get an eye for it, you could guess at it just as well as other people. But he's got great videos here. Finding reversals. I think he uses TradingView now. But I thought I'd give him a shout out. I really like his stuff. Gavin from Facebook asked about AEHR 6 months ago. Now wait till you see this. AEHR. This is air testing. I don't even know what they do. I forget. I know he asked about it a few months ago when it was $36 a share. It's now $48 a share. My question is, it's been doing better than its competitors the past year, but they keep saying the stock is overvalued. What is the right strategy for this stock since I've been holding it for so long with my average share cost at $5.45? Here's what you have. Just got another buy here at $41.42, and God, you're at $48. Some of these high flyers, and this may seem like it's probably not necessarily, this isn't a retail one. I think this one is an actual, hey, it's a small cap name. It's blown up. You can see everybody selling at about $39.40. So I just think that this one, I mean, look at that PE at 97. Forward PE is only 32, so it's not crazy. The average target price is 80. But there's only one person who, William Blair, who's initiated it in 2022. So I don't know that I'd necessarily know that one. Here's the way I would take it. My take on this, and if we go to a weekly, I would probably be taking some profits here. The first thing you want to, Gavin, first off, kudos and high five. Everything that you've done is right on this one. This was a fantastic play. I don't know, I probably said, it's not worth it. Totally worth it. This is the number one thing. Do not listen to a douche on the internet. Do not listen to it. If you know something about a stock, don't ask me, hey, do you think this is a good one? Because 9 times out of 10, if it's not tech, if it's not big cap, I'm going to tell you, I just don't like it. I think there's better places to put your money that are less risky. Remember, I'm 52 going on 53. I'm a little bit older, and I like to protect my money in ways that are a little bit different than most. I'm not going to bet on small caps. I'm not going to play the small cap game. I'd rather have a good dividend stock that may be waiting to pop, like PXD. But this was a great trade. So first off, high five. Second off, what do you do with it? Make sure you've got your initial investment out. Your first step is to sell whatever you can to make sure that the actual dollars that you put in, say you put $500 into this. I want you to sell $500 worth of stock today. If you haven't sold anything, sell $500 worth of the stock today, because that makes sure you're not going to lose money in this stock. You may lose opportunity, whereas, say it goes from 48 down to 20. You may lose half the money that you thought you gained, but you don't gain anything until you sell. The other thing that I'd like you to do is take a look at your tax situation. If you've been holding since 5, there is no way you've been holding more than a year. So if you do sell this, this is considered income. You will pay a very high tax rate for this. Depends on your actual income. I don't know your tax situation, but you will pay, anywhere between 20 and 25% probably, because it's last taxed. So remember, the tax system is a marginal tax system. So it's like filling up a glass of water. Your first 10,000 is 0. Your next 10,000 is like 10%. Your next 10,000 is like 15, then 17, then 20, then 21, blah, blah, blah. It continues to go up from there. So I want you to take a look at your tax situation, and I want you to make sure that if you sell everything, then you actually are comfortable with paying that tax bill, because you will pay a pretty big tax bill. This is why I say hold on to it for a year, because after a year, it's considered long-term. And you know what your tax bill is? No matter how much you sell, because listen, if you're making more than $400,000 a year in the stock market, you ain't listening to this channel. But if you're making less than $400,000 a year, then your tax bill for a long-term capital gains is going to be 15%. And you'll be happy, because 15% is nothing. But right now, you still have confirmation above that 9-day. What I'd like you to do is probably watch something like a 4-hour candle. And if you watch a 4-hour candle on this one, you can see you got in here at 41.22. Now, the MACD is crossing down. The RSI is at 62. Looks like it's either going to take off. I don't know if there's a catalyst in this one again, or if it's going to come back down to fill this gap between 43 and 42. My guess, it's going to fill that gap. Filled this gap on the way up. I think it's going to fill this gap on the way down. I want you to watch it closely, because I think if it gets towards this 50-day, which right now is at 42, and that 50-day starts to turn negative, I think that's when you start to cut a little bit more. Right now, I think you could cut at least your initial investment, if not 25% of your investment, because if it comes back down here, you can always buy back. So I think you actually want to start trimming that one. But very nice trade. Gabe, I saw KOYG having a run up after the Alzheimer's trials. Had anyone taken a look at the company and think it's a good long-term play? I know biotech is pretty volatile. COYG. Let's look at COYG. Let me make sure. Did I write this down right? I don't think I wrote it down right, Gabe. Oh, COYA, Koya Therapeutics. COYA. Koya Therapeutics. See, it's biotech. I know nothing about this company. I know nothing about biotech. I can see, let me see, that it had this run up right here. Let's see if anybody's holding. There's a large amount of people holding up here at 5, and you're at 4. COYA, let's see what the PE and stuff is. So they're over the counter, so they're not even traded on an index. Market cap, it's such a micro cap. It's such a micro cap. There's nothing. I mean, if you want to trade this one, fantastic. This is, pretty much it's not something that you're going to see, oh my God, it's a great investment, because you're not going to see that yet, because it's such a small market cap. $39 million in market cap is nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you can see the days when it pops is on news. So my guidance for you is just watch the news. I don't think there's anything that I know about it that I could say about it. Tesla. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla was downgraded by UBS with a price target of 270. They think it's priced for perfection today. It's at 256. I know last week I said, hey, I might buy this one in the 250 range. I kind of reevaluated over the weekend. I may be buying a Model Y. And I may be one of those that may put in, sell my Model 3, get a Model Y, transfer the full self-driving. That may incite me to get that one before the Cybertruck comes out. My plan is to get a Cybertruck at some point in time. I really do like the features in the Cybertruck, and I like the size of the Cybertruck. I just don't know if I'm going to like driving the Cybertruck, so I'm waiting until they actually have some test drives. I'm not willing to put in an order sight unseen like I did with the Model 3. I love the Model 3. Don't get me wrong. I love the Model 3. I think this one comes down to at least 233 to cover this gap. I think if we start to get down towards 211, I think that you load up on it again. I think this is one where they have enough going for them that on this pullback, I will probably load up once we have confirmation. The 4-hour algorithm got you out with a 60% gain. I mean, can you argue? I was telling you to sell this at 280. I didn't think 300. I said before the earnings, sell it. I just didn't think the earnings were going to justify that crazy run. If you're in this and you're at 60%, fantastic. If you traded it, fantastic. If you're in at 163, my suggestion, don't sell it now. I think you hold at 163. I think you load up and you buy more on the next bounce down. I think you hold it for long term. I have made so many mistakes with this stock over the years where I just haven't held it for long term. Don't make that mistake. Hold it for at least a year. Pay the capital gains tax after a year. Don't trade this one. Hold it. My weekly stock pick. If you didn't know, my weekly stock pick has a newsletter. He's got the best newsletter out there. On Saturdays, you get a nice recap. On Mondays, you get a great stock pick that you can buy on Monday and sell on Friday. That's all he does. And look at those results. Last year, when the S&P was down 13%, he was up 13%. This year, he's up 4% because he tracks the Dow. The Dow just hasn't gone up like it has. His pick this week, JP Morgan. I cannot invest in JP Morgan because of the Epstein stuff. So ethically, I'm just against it. I think there's better banks out there. I think Bank of America, I've told you, get it under 30. It's now at 32. I'm up. I got a bunch of those. I'm fine. One stock that I want to point out before earnings is Shopify. SHOP. This one, I just can't imagine they have a bad quarter. I don't think it's priced perfectly. It's got a decent its forward PE is 115. But here's the thing. They have cut cost out of this business. It's up, 88% year to date? It's 52-week range, 23 to 71. You're trading at about 65 right now. Their earnings are coming up. The most recent upgrade from MoffettNathanson with a $76 price target. I think this one gets to 80 at some point in time this year. It's at 66 right now. I'm going to buy it before the earnings. The earnings are actually next week on August 2nd, post-market. So I like that one. Roblox. We talked about Roblox under 40. It's almost there. $40.13. This is where I told you that yellow line is 40. You just buy it under 40 and sell it over 40. Just hold it. If you get under 40, say you buy it at 39 and all of a sudden you go to 35, just hold it or buy more. It'll be up above 40. Roblox is just one of those stocks. Talk to your kids. If they're playing Roblox, then just buy it. Meta, under 300, get it. Taiwan Semi, under 100. This one, I think you can hold it under 100. It doesn't have confirmation yet. I wouldn't get it yet. The RSI is down at 33. It's gone down. I think it's up 0.11 at 97. I think this one gets over 100. You can just enjoy that 3%. Scans. One that I love, PXD. This is an oil. They pay 11% dividend. Their earnings are coming up August 1st. Is it August 1st post? Yep. August 1st post market. It's got confirmation. I was telling you guys, buy this one under 200. It's at 218 right now. So they pay an 11% dividend. I've enjoyed, myself, a few others have been enjoying this dividend while we've been waiting to go up. Another one that I hold long term that probably is not a great trade, but it is for the dividend. MPLX. We covered that gap. Long term, if we go back on long term on this one, I just don't think that you have a huge upside on this. I'm holding it. I like the dividend. I'll probably sell it at some point in time. Speaking of oil, UCO, we had a cross up on the UCO. This cross up on the 4 hour, it's a secondary one. If you bought down here at 23, you're enjoying. Oil has been soaring. So oil has been soaring. The other thing I want to point out is that all the Biden haters for oil, we're pumping more oil these days. We're back to pre-pandemic levels of pumping oil in this country. So we've been doing well. I mean, he's been keeping the price down. Some of the levered ETFs that came up, the short ETFs, I just don't think you can bet against this market. But SDS, Ultra Pro, short of the S&P 500. SRTY, short of the S&P 500. SRTY right there, 35.70. Another one, SPXU, which is the big boy. This is the one that trades a lot of volume. This is triple levered, $10.01. You're at $9.98. Again, it's triple levered on the downside. So essentially, when the S&P goes down, this goes up. So another one that came up, American Electric Power. There's a utility. I haven't been a huge fan, but just got back to the 200-day. Probably going over the 200-day. If you like utilities, again, if your name is Walter, you smoke a pipe, and you put a blanket over the top of you, and you talk about the old days, that is the guy that invests in utilities. It's nothing exciting. So, okay, let's talk about sponsors. Just go to Linktree. TrendSpider, it's 25% off. I give you all my stuff. Just email me. Visible, $20 off your first month phone plan. If you don't have Webull, get Webull. That app is so good. Plus, throw couple $100 in there. Use this link, and you'll get up to 12 free stocks. I'm telling you, it's so simple. They make it so easy. And their morning summary that they have where you just scroll through, I find it super, super helpful. I really do like it. So if you have any questions, hit me up on the Linktree. You can hit me on email. You can hit me on the private Facebook group, on Twitter, on Instagram, or YouTube. But remember, go and subscribe to the newsletter. First off, dailystockpick.substack.com and Savvy Trader, savvytrader.com/dailystockpick. And go and subscribe to those two things. If you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I'm negative. I'm going to be testing after the podcast. So thanks, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, share, export song to disk. I think it was kind of a boring episode today. Yelp. Michael, let me look at it for you. Yelp. Yelp is... Hold on. Yelp is an interesting one. I don't know much about why it's gone on this run. Let's see if there's something in here. I think it's because they can offer some data on shopping, and some large language models have been using them. Oh, is rig taking off? Don't tell me. I didn't even get in on a rig. Let me see. Wow. I think rig's going to 10. I really do. Yeah. Rig's taking off. All oils are taking off. AMC's coming back down to, is it up 46%? 18. AMC's just coming back down to reality. Rig is good, though. Rig is the way to play oil on the shipping thing. Because Transocean, I mean, they're the ones shipping oil all over the world. It's already got 1 million shares traded. Yeah, rig is taking off. But here, let's go back to Yelp. Yelp's intrinsic value is potentially 49%. They just go over the methods. So they're not really doing anything. Date of second quarter. Let's see. I think these guys usually require a subscription. Michael, why is Yelp breaking out? Might be able to type it quicker than I can find it. I just can't see it. Got a bunch of insiders selling. Semi-huge. Not huge, though. I mean, they were selling more in January when the freaking thing was down at 28. Let's look at... Save. Let's look at a weekly. See, here's the thing. I don't use Yelp. I don't like Yelp. I can't imagine why it's up there. Damn, I'll let me go down the line. Larry, I'm better than Jake in that I'm not going to charge you $10 a month to tell you we've got a pennant flag. Or we've got Golden Cross. Jake's good, don't get me wrong. But Jake is making his money off of subscriptions, not his trading. Jake tried trading. Jake tried trading while he was part of TrendSpider. And now I don't know if there was a falling out or if Jake just decided I can make more money on my own. I don't know exactly what happened, but something happened there. Cleveland Cliffs is up 2%. Let's look at Mara. So I continue to think that Mara under $10 is the buy. Now I say that full well knowing that it's trading at what, 16? Hold on. All right, take that out. It's down 4% at 16.12. This is the only reason this is happening is because Bitcoin's going down. So Sam, I think Mara trades in line. Mara, Riot, and Hut. Those are the three crypto miners that I think have opportunity. And if you want, let's see. Riot, Mara, Hut. Let's go to Zip Trader. Okay. And videos. Latest. See, he doesn't. See, everything's about get ready. We're falling. But I like. I mean, look at Charlie, his facial expressions and stuff. I don't know which video it is, but he's got a great, here, hold on. Let's go to Twitter. And let's go to Sip Trader. And we'll find Charlie. There he is. And Charlie put out a tweet here, this tweet. I'm going to copy this for you, Sam. And there is a great chart on the 3 miners, Sam. That is a fantastic chart on Mara. July 27th, I think it is. They have a, let me see. Let me look at my notes. Where's that chart? Because I put on the notes. Oh, maybe it's in the other podcast one. Maybe it's in this one. Mara's been good to trade. I know someone, okay, who made some money on Mara. Okay, there it is. July 27th, Mara has a vote on diluting shareholders. 200 million to 500 million shares. Don't hold through that. So Sam, Joe, do not hold through July 27th. I think it's much better for you to sell, take some profits, take some losses. I don't know that it's necessarily going to go through, but I would not hold through that one. It's July 27th, so it's this week. Their earnings are coming out on August 7th. They have a shareholder vote. Do not hold through that. That is probably why this one is shooting down so violently like that. Okay, I know somebody on who got married. Okay. She's smart, Brandon. Every time I sell out from her, I'm like, I got to buy back in. She's just so freaking smart. I really like her. I really, really do. I have so much respect for her. What that ARK fund did for me, 2017 through 2020, was really crazy good. Now, I wound up losing money on it, but my own fault. Should have been a better trader. Should have realized it was a trade when interest rates start going up like that. Okay. Okay, let me move you guys over. Oh, wait, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to move you guys over to Active Trader Pro. And I am going to upload this podcast. I'm going to get off here, I think, because I got to go test myself for COVID. I got to buy my Meta. Okay. Select file, podcast 724. There we go. No. We're going to go over here and we're going to get this. Okay. Chamath did convince me to buy Tesla on Friday, but I haven't because I want to buy it smartly. And I think having patience is better smartly. Okay, let's go over here and let's go and get this. And the newsletter will have much better stuff because I think I ad-libbed a lot today. Bum, bum. Okay. 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 There we go. Schedule now. Explicit content. No. Next. Next. Insert ad break. 1. Done. Next. Okay. Publisho. Okay. I am going to head out of here. I will maybe in the okay. Okay. Is it Mr. Garrison? I think that's yeah. TSLL. Okay. I'm heading out. Remember, Savvy Trader's where I'm going to be posting all my trades. So if you're in there, do that. Okay. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to test now.